Hello, good morning, and welcome to episode 18 of Nebula Quest. I am Noden, your host, as always. So, we are not where we left off. Not at all. So, hi, my name's Noden, and I am an idiot. As I was going to say, I said I was going to do. So last time on Nebula Quest, we were in a fairly boring, I think it was like a T-Tauri star system. There was a couple of like rocks. So I'm like, well, I'll just scan these rocks and then, I'll do it on my own time kind of a thing. And then I went to the next system thinking, then we start the next episode. We're in a brand new system. I can say, hey, we're not where we left off, blah, blah, blah. Everything will be really easy. Yeah, so I did that. This is not that system. No, this is the next system on, because I have discovered this system, and then, or discovered the last system. Oh, okay. Sorry. Thank you. How about now?
Frameshift drive
Thank you.
charging.
And we pick up some fuel on the way by.
Ready to engage.
But basically, what happened was, forgot to change my audio devices around. Oh, nope, no thank you. No thank you.
Fuel scooping.
Thank you, that's what I do want. So I wasn't recording any sound. So luckily caught it in fairly quick order so that, we didn't lose too much of anything. But, yeah, so we just, what was it? A little brown dwarf. Nothing, we didn't lose anything special. It wasn't like a couple of rocks. It was nothing great. So we're okay. It's okay, it's fine. Plus, it means I get to fill an extra 2 minutes just talking about it. And that's good. Because we're a little bit light on conversation points today. Not gonna lie. I got a few things that could take some time to talk about, should I desire them to. But it's, yeah, mostly down to a desire thing. Number one, though, nice quick little fun item. Let's slow down again. I want to pick up some more fuel here. Is that Frontier, the developers of Elite Dangerous, this wonderful game that allows us to explore the galaxy, the Milky Way galaxy, have come up with a new competition. So straight on the heels. So last week, or not last week, but the last episode on Nebula Quest, I said that they had announced the winners of their Race to Elite competition, and they have 1 week on now, they've announced a new competition, and that is a really cool one. And not giving away money. You're not going to walk around with, walk away with 10,000 pounds like you did last time. No, this one is actually for a NVIDIA Titan Black graphics card, which is pretty cool. So this is the graphics card that they use when they demo the game. It's in all the PCs that they demo the game on, so that people who play it can really feel like they're getting the most out of it. And I think it's a pretty cool competition the way they got it set up. So what they're going to do is, at a few stations throughout the galaxy, are canisters that contain Titan Black. And basically you have to pick those up, you got to take them to a specific system and sell them. And the first 5 people to do that, and then email the people, will receive Titan Blacks. And that's pretty cool. Now, that seems pretty straightforward, and they hint a little bit at how it may not be as straightforward as you think. Because not only now do you have to find a Titan Black, but you also have to get it to a very specific system, which means that you can spend your time jumping around the galaxy looking for Titan Blacks, or you can just sit there and camp on the edge of that system, or maybe a couple of systems around that system, and just wait for somebody to come, and then you can pirate their Titan Black out from underneath them and then sell it. It's a pretty fun little idea that they have. You have to do everything in open play. You have to buy it in open play, you have to travel to the place in open play, and you have to sell it in open play in order to win, to qualify. They can verify all these things, which is probably why they need it to be in open play, plus it opens it up to piracy, etc., etc. All of it very cool, very fun idea. I think it's a really cool way of doing a giveaway, and then the first 5 people get Titan Blacks, and those are not inexpensive cards. So that's what did they say? It's got like basically 900 pound values. That's a good chunk of change. It's like 1,000 pounds. So yeah, I think that's pretty fun. So definitely check that out if you're interested in that. We'll keep an eye out for them here. I don't know, maybe we'll, I mean, I can't say that we're going to, I mean, if we find one, we're going to do anything with it, but, you know, if we happen to find one, if we happen to find a station, I'll be happy. I mean, we've been kind of shy on stations for a little while. We're doing alright with fuel scooping here, though. I was worried about the fuel situation. We were getting down pretty low.
Taking heat damage.
I think one more pass and we should be good to go for fuel, and then we can check out these little planets that, or whatever satellite orbiting bodies that are around this nice big white yellow star that we've taken so much beautiful, beautiful fuel off of. What was the other thing I was going to say? I don't even have everything listed on here. Yeah, I haven't been keeping track of things very well of late. MotoGP is coming back this weekend, so I've had a lot of things on my plate with the last few days trying to get race today wrapped up and watching, like, getting prepped for this year's, like, MotoGP, like, watching that. Which, I mean, that doesn't sound like, I mean, a lot of prep I gotta do, you know. But, you know, I've been keeping track, watching the practice sessions in a little bit, and plus, I mean, I got work and social engagements that I had to deal with. So, I mean, you know, just things have been a little tight and crazy in time the last few days, but
Warning.
good fun. Anyways, okay, let's get. I've had enough of this now, so let's go look at a planet.
Fuel scoop disengaged.
But yeah, so I'm excited for that. It's gonna have
Fuel scooping. Warning. Taking heat damage. Fuel scoop
qualifying is
disengaged.
going to be happening basically 12 hours from now for Moto 2, I suppose they're starting with, I think. But, oops, slow it down. And, so maybe I should be able to just, if I wake up early in the morning, I got to work at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, so if I wake up early enough, I can kind of watch that a bit, and plus I gotta go to the post office and pick up a package that I'm excited for. Got some new boots and new gloves for my motorcycle. Oh, excuse me, just very burpy all of a sudden. Oh, went out to dinner with my mom. Went actually to a cooking class thing tonight, which was actually really cool. So it's her and my dad were going to go, and then my dad had to go and do it. What is with this planet? Oh, it's just a very hot planet. It's like Mercury or something like that. It's like a lot of, like, heavily volcanic, like a lot of volcanic activity. Yes. It's all black and brown, a little bit of red lava-y. Oh, this is like Vulcan. How cool is that? Even that, like, big circle there, like, you might think that it's an impact. It could be another volcano. Hard to say. Hard to say what that is. Alright, it's a cool little planet. Next planet, please. Thank you. 22. Anyways, yeah, so but it was, I think the title of it was, like, cut the fat, cut the salt, something. I don't know. It was not a very compelling title to it. But basically it was just a guy from one of the local, he actually works for a greenhouse, and he's a chef for the greenhouses, and he takes all the vegetables and things that they usually make, or that they grow there, and comes up with recipes for them, or like different recipes and whatnot, and he just plays, so he gets to like just play. And so tonight's was really kind of like doing meal prep, like, you know, when you don't really feel like making food kind of a thing, and just using sort of what you have in the house without, you know, going too crazy. 22 light seconds. Let's just pop over. I want to take a look at you. Like, is this a star? Another little baby star? Because we were looking at that from a long ass way away. I don't think it is, but I don't know what that is. Alright, here we go. We're starting to finally catch up on it a bit. So what did he do? He had some light pastas. We had like a chicken cacciatore kind of a thing, but like kind of just like kind of like regular food things, but that were done differently, like, or not done differently, but done really well and done healthily. and it was like really nice actually. The dessert, and then it was like alcohol pairings and whatnot. Actually, but the dessert was fantastic. So he did like this like chai tea scone, and which was on its own pretty good. And then he did a chai tea reduction with it, which was really really good. And then put like a little bit of like goat cheese with it. Oh, it was so good. Like, it was such a perfect blend of like sweet and savory, and so you had like the sweetness from the reduction, and you had the base of the chai chai tea scone, and then sort of the really kind of velvety like sharpness of the cheese. Oh, it was so good. Really just and really made me want to. It was like the only thing on there that I'm like, I do. Like a lot of the stuff that he was doing, I'm like, okay, this is kind of stuff that I already do at home, so I'm not like, wow, this is like blowing me away. But that was something I'm like, oh yes, I will do this. Very good, very good. He works for a greenhouse, so he's big on sneaking more vegetables into things than you might otherwise, which I think is cool, because that's something that I'm big on too. I love vegetables, and I love trying to get more vegetables into my diet and the diet of my family and friends. Not always possible, but we do what we can. I seem to be discovering these things from miles away. Is it just me? Like 100 light seconds? Does that seem too far away? Anybody else? No? I mean, I won't be able to discover this. This is just rocks. But it's 300 light seconds away. I wonder if there's actually more planetary bodies out over here. Probably could be. Like, this could be an asteroid belt, sort of the way our solar system has, or the solar system has an asteroid belt. In that it would be another planet, except that, Jupiter was a bitch and didn't want it to be. It's like, no, my gravity waves, you're in the way of my gravity waves, no planet for you. Yeah, that's what happened, pretty much. Anyways, yes, so, it's actually very cool, and like, the whole cooking thing was done, the liquor store, LCBO's in Ontario, one of the liquor stores near me does like courses like this. Like every week they've got a different kind of course going on. So they've got different ones where they're showing you like different pairings of foods, or they're teaching you how to make like Chinese food, with an actual like Chinese chef kind of a thing. Somebody who's not just not going to teach you how to make mall Chinese food. I mean, they're going to teach you how to make like, this is the food that I made like in my village at home kind of a thing, like real Chinese food, good stuff. I went to one with my sister not too long ago. It was part of a Christmas present, which was a Scotch tasting. And did I talk about that? I don't remember. But it was a Scotch tasting, and actually it was really cool. So they had Scotch, and they were pairing it with food, which isn't something that I'd ever thought about doing, but now I know is possible. Not necessarily something I would do, but still now I know it's possible. But it was very cool, because you kind of learn a little bit more about how Scotch is made and what, and different things like that. But also you get to try a bunch of Scotches, and Scotches you may not be able to afford yourself, or may not justify the expense for. So that was pretty cool. And I enjoyed that as well. So it's something that's cool that you can kind of like in your area that you can kind of like look up. It's fairly user friendly. Like, it's not, I don't know, it's it's not like taking a cooking course at like the annex or like at the college or something like that. Like, it's, I don't know, it just seems, well, it's just, it's at like a liquor store, but it's like a nice liquor store. So it's not like you're feeling like, meh about it. I will say, speaking of nice liquor stores, is some of the other guests tonight were, what's the word? And I use this word very lightly. Hoity-toity. There was a few women, I was the only guy there, but there were a few women there who you would wonder if they'd ever actually had to cook anything in their lives. Like, they seemed like the kind of people who were like, I'll just have the cook do it. Like, that's the kind of... I'm like, I mean, this is a girls' night out for you. You're not actually here to learn anything. Stop asking questions like you are. And I was just... I don't know. I found it amusing. But I don't know. It was just... It was... I don't know, and they were chatty, and that bugged me a little bit. But... because it's hard to hear when, you know, what's going on. Oh, I'm listening to the chef. I want to hear, you know, about how to make food and make it tasty and make my girlfriend love me more. But, you know, well, come on now. Whatever. Anyways, definitely check something out. I'm sure that there's usually something like this that's going on in your neighborhood. Is well worth it, especially if you're just looking for like a quick and easy date, like for, you know, your girlfriend or your hopefully girlfriend or boyfriend or partner, wife, husband, whatever you got. You know what you got. You got a good friend that you just want to hang out with. I mean, it's a good like date. It's a good hangout. It's just like you're there, you eat some food, you drink some wine, you chit chat with each other, maybe with a couple of the other people. You don't have to, you don't want to. I mean, the jokes are lame, but hey, who cares? You're just out having fun, eating food, trying stuff you wouldn't try, and learning something while you're at it. And I got me thinking about, so I follow a few people on Twitter, and I'm just rolling with this. This is all coming off the top of my head right now, so none of this is planned out. But I follow a few people on Twitter, and I think I've talked about Cara Santa Maria, who is a podcaster and science communicator. She does things for a number of online resources and whatnot. Wonderful and intelligent woman. But I follow her and a number of her friends on Twitter, amongst other places, and they have these science soirees now and again with their group of friends, and I think that's an amazing idea. So what they do is they get somebody knows somebody, basically, kind of a thing. So, you know, like a professor or something like that, or somebody who's doing like science or engineering or something, who's doing anything interesting kind of in your area, and you have them come out and just sort of like talk about what they're working on for, like, you know, an evening. And, you know, you have a couple of bottles of wine around, so you've got, you know, some entertainment, you know, with that, and you just sort of hang out and you talk about science and learn something about science, about a field that maybe you aren't normally into, but you get to hear about what somebody's doing in their field, something that they're really passionate about. And I think that's a really great and cool idea, and it's something that I'd really love to be part of and love to get kind of going in my area, in my neighborhood. And like, you don't even, it doesn't even have to be something science related. I mean, you could do it as about cars. You could do it about anything, like anything that you're passionate about. You can bring somebody in to kind of talk about, you know, what they're passionate about, what they're working on, what's got their attention. And I think that that's really kind of a fun way that you could spend, you know, some time with friends and, you know, have a drink. You don't need, you know, doesn't need booze, but, you know, you could sit there, have a drink, not have a drink, you know, maybe have some nibblies and just hang out and learn something and chat about, you know, the world and discovery and all the crazy cool things that come along with it. And I think that that is fun. It's a fun idea and a good one. So, yes, we should all do these things. Yes. That was a really massive tangent. I don't know where that one all came from, but there it is. So let's just get this guy discovered. 400 light seconds. He's a little bit away. I'm not showing anything on the old radar. Okay, I'll start slowing it down again. Just because I'm worried about overshoot. I'm going to actually watch my speed. Okay, so what are we doing? We're at 30. So we're going to use the rule of... Yeah, so at 200 I should be under 20. Okay, so we start slowing down. 15, 12, 14, 12. Okay, that's good. 11. There we go. Okay, we're doing this the rule of 10. Alright, just keeping it down. This is how I this is how I learn not to fly past things. That's actually the technique I use when I'm going to land at something, so I'm actually coming a little bit slow probably, but it'll be fine. That's from a dubstep scanner just out here in the middle of nowhere. And we got ourselves one more. Not too far away. And let's just take a peek-see at this guy. It's just a little one, just a little baby planet. It looks pretty blue from here, actually. My voice is, I think it's between the booze and the coffee I just had. Not much wine, less than 4 ounces of alcohol were consumed all evening. Just sort of enough to kind of get a flavor pairing with the food. It's not so much that, you know, you're sitting there to get drunk, which I should say, when we did the scotch tasting, I did not finish all the scotch because that was more alcohol than I could drink in a sitting. Not a big drinker. I used to drink quite a bit when I was younger, but then once I started slowing down, started becoming a responsible adult, and then shortly after that, I got the bike, and I don't drink and ride. That's like, I will have a drink or two and drive a car home, but I can't, and I can feel safe doing so. I don't feel safe doing that on the bike, so I don't. And that's basically how that works. It has nothing to do with blood alcohol level. My blood alcohol level after 2 drinks would be nowhere near levels that would register me as intoxicated. I don't feel safe after 2 drinks driving, because that's what my tolerances are right now for alcohol. And yeah, my tolerances don't allow me to ride my bike after my motorcycle, that is, after having a drink. So whenever I ride, and I ride everywhere when the weather's nice, I just don't drink because I can't. Yes, not a big drinker. So explaining all that, yeah. So we tasted when we did the scotch tasting. I did 5 scotches. Was it 5 scotches or 6 scotches? I don't remember. 5 or 6, and they gave us full shots, and that's more booze than I could comfortably drink in a couple of hour period, so I did not partake of all of that. Which makes me sound like a big wuss, but I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that perception. Alright, where were these guys? Were they... What is wrong with you? Just knock on, would you? 500 light seconds. I was going to try to get to another star to end this off, but I don't think we're going to be able to. I think we're going to have to end it. Surely, this actually looks like... Maybe it's just a planet and it's got its own satellite. I think that's what the case is here. So let's just rock up to this guy. We'll give him a little look for in the schnoz. We can take a little peek-see at our Horsehead Nebula over there, looking quite big and beautiful in our window. We're getting there, guys. We're getting close. I'm really starting to have to think about what we're going to do in Nebula Quest once we get to the nebula and are no longer questing to a nebula. I think I will probably start heading towards Galactic Center. I saw a sneak peek photo of it, and I really want to check it out for myself, and I kind of hate that the photo is there. It's in one of the newsletters, and I'm like, oh, that's a really cool picture of a black hole. Oh shit. That kind of a thing. I'm like, damn it, I wanted to find one on my own. But it also got me worried that there are not really black holes kind of peppered through the game here. Like you would kind of expect to find a number of black holes through the galaxy. I don't know if they would... I suppose you'd find them more towards the center of the galaxy, wouldn't you? I suppose, where you'd have stars that kind of, like, burned and then burnt out. Oh, so this actually looks like a binary planetary system. More than a satellite system. And let's run our dubstep just one more quick time. Nothing new. That's good. Okay, and we'll pick up this guy. Yeah, so it's just a little binary planetary system. Well, I mean, to be honest, I mean, they can't be that much smaller than each other. Alright, so what was that? 3,300, or 3,300 kilometers, and what's this one? 38, so they're pretty close in size. I mean, not talking about densities or anything, but interesting. Alright, well, okay, so let's us, in fact, we'll jump to the next system, and that will be the end. And speaking of ends,
Frameshift drive charging.
just today, today being Friday, was the last episode of Alien Isolation aired on the channel, so, and oh my god, that ending, I'm blown away. It was such a good ending. Everything I could have hoped for it. It was just really good, and it got so intense. Like the last few episodes were just so intense. Like playing for an hour was like I usually played it for an hour because that was kind of all I could deal with. Playing for an hour was literally in the last few episodes all I could deal with. So, yeah. So I'm going to wrap it up here. We're going to just do one of that. Got nothing new, so we'll just explore this, and then we can just jump out of here on the start of the next episode. But until that time, ciao and love ya. Good night. Finish scanning. Thank you.